Welcome everyone to Doga Yoga. My name is Melody. This is Dani, the foster dog. Hey Papa. And today we're doing a beautiful ground and center class. So really finding our center, finding our core, finding our connection to the earth. So today we're going to start in hero pose. So come on over. We're going to be on our knees, sink our hips towards our heels. The tops of our toes are touching the earth. If you'd like to be sitting on a block here or a pillow, please put that in between your hips and your calves. You might start to walk the heels out slightly, depending on how your knees feel. We'll place our hands on our knees, send our shoulder blades down the back, and just start to find our connection to body and breath. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, soften and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Start to feel the spine grow longer. Feel the shoulder blades melt down the back. You might be able to lean back a little bit. Feel the tailbone bend towards the earth. And just start to find a length in the body and ease in the rise and fall of the breath. Start to let go of thoughts of the future, of the past, unhook ourselves from the problem solving and bring our awareness into our body, into the connection to the earth. Feel the tops of the toes, the knees, the shins, all connecting with the earth beneath you. Inhale and exhale, just start to sink a little bit more into this place. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we'll take one big arm circle up, overhead, fingertips touch. Back to heart center. Inhale, big arm circle up, overhead, fingertips touch. Back to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Place our thumb on our sternum, send our shoulder blades down the back. Grow tall from the crown of the head. We'll take our palms behind us, interlace them at the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up here. And breathe for 3 deep, beautiful breaths. When we're ready, we're going to keep our hands clasped and our knuckles beside our left wrist. Shoulders squared off towards the front. Find a length here and soften. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. And the knuckles towards the ground, and then take them over towards your right hip. So just send both hands next to your right hip. Send the shoulder blades down the back. Find a length in the spine. And soften. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. Keep the knuckles clasped and then back behind you. Send them towards the earth. Tuck our tailbone under. Find length in the spine. Send our chin towards our chest, gently opening up our neck here. So softening, releasing, finding the gentle expansion on our inhale. And exhale, let go. Inhale and exhale. You might gently start to rock the chin side to side, rolling the neck, taking one ear to one shoulder and then to the other side. Just creating some gentle movement in the body. When you're ready, come to stillness, bring the head up, unclasp the hands, walk them in front of you and come on up into your tabletop position. Turn the toes under, press into the palms and the bottoms of the toes and find length in the spine here. Really find engagement in the body. Find engagement in the breath. Squeeze the biceps in towards one another and the shoulder blades down the back. The core is on. Spread the fingers and breathe. When we're ready, we're going to push into the toes, into the hands, lift the knees off the ground. Spine is long, and breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Drop the belly, open up the chest into cow. And exhale, navel to spine, chin to chest, cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Flow here with your breath, taking as big or as little movements as you need. Just really noticing and wringing out any tension, any niggles, any differences that you can find. This is your time to ground and center. Find the connection to body. Find that connection to self. And just breathe, my friends. Just flow and breathe. When you're ready, come back to stillness. Find that nice straight spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head, pushing into the hands. We're going to find length on our inhale, and exhale, push our right heel away. Inhale, drop that knee down, find length in the spine, and exhale, send that left heel away. Inhale, find length, and exhale. Inhale, find length. And exhale, push that left heel away. Inhale, drop that left knee, find a length in the spine. And exhale, send the right foot back and the left hand forward. Inhale, lower and lengthen. And exhale, right hand and left foot. Inhale, lower and lengthen with control. Find your connection to the earth. And exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lengthen. One more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And our next inhale, lower down, find length in the spine. And exhale, soften. Inhale, we're going to send our right heel back, our left hand forward, arch our back like in cow. And exhale, we're going to bring our knee towards our elbow, round out like cat. Inhale, come on up into cow, hand forward, foot back. And exhale to cat. Inhale. And exhale, one more. Inhale. And release. Find length in the spine. You might shake the hips side to side. Find your grounding. Find your center. When we're ready, we'll come back to that place of stillness. Come back to that place of grounding and center. So inhale, find length in the spine and soften. On our next inhale, send our left heel back, our right hands forward into cow. And exhale, elbow and knee together into cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And if we're wobbly and falling out, that's okay. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Release on down, all fours. Take your time. You might sway the hips side to side. You might take a normal little cat-cow here. When you're ready, take the knees wide, send the hips towards the heels, the forehead towards the earth, and ground down into your child's pose. Find your connection to body. Find your connection to breath. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. When you're ready, rise on up into our tabletop position. Ground down through all 5 fingers, our knees and the tops of our toes. Find length in the spine here. Inhale. And exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. Really make sure we're gripping the mat with all 5 fingers. Spread the weight evenly. Push into the tops of the toes. We're going to find length on our inhale and exhale. We're going to reach our right heel back. Find length in the spine once more. And exhale, lower it down. Inhale, we're going to send the right knee out towards the side, opening up that hip towards the side. And exhale, lower. Inhale, right foot back. And exhale, knee back to center. Inhale, hip open. And back to center. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, knee open. And back to center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. Find your center, press into all knees, find the length in the spine on our inhale, and exhale, soften. Inhale, we'll push our left heel back, find length, and exhale, lower. Inhale, open up that hip to the side of the room, and exhale, back to center. Inhale, send the heel back towards the back of the room, squeeze the glute, and lower that knee back down to center. Inhale, open up that knee, opening up to the side of the room. And exhale, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. Tuck our toes under, so we're touching the underside of our toes towards the earth. We'll get our hands towards our knees and come on up into a toe squat, my friends. Balance here, ankles, hips, shoulders. We might be on our fingertips, we might be on a block. Find what feels good for you. And if we can, bring our hands to heart center. Find our center and breathe here. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the ankles in towards the midline. Find length from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Focus, center, breathe. When we're ready, we're going to push into the feet, push into the thighs, push on up. Big arm circle, up overhead, fingertips touch. And back to heart center. Walk our way slowly and gently to the top of our mat. Press into our big toes, spread our little toes. Ground down through all 4 corners of the feet and breathe. We'll send our palms wide and come into our mountain pose. Ground down through all 4 corners of your feet. Activate your kneecaps, your knees, your thighs. Tuck your tailbone under and find length from that tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Feel the shoulder blades roll down the back and the chins tuck slightly towards the chest, really opening up through the neck. Feel the body actively growing taller on your inhale, pushing down through all 4 corners of the feet and finding length. And exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. We'll inhale, take 1 big arm circle all together, up overhead, fingertips touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously, plant our hands, step back to plank or half plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, press into the hips and hands, come up into cobra. And exhale, lower. Make your way back into your child's pose in your own time. Connect the forehead towards the earth. Find your grounding. And then when you're ready, send the hips towards the sky, coming up into your downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. Bend the knees generously. Look towards the hands. Pull back. And step gently up into your forward fold. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously, roll on up, vertebra by vertebra, big arm circle up, overhead, fingertips touch. And back to heart center. Place our thumb on our sternum, send our shoulder blades down the back, ground down through all 4 corners of the feet. And breathe. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. Take one big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Come up into your cobra or upward facing dog. Make your way into your downward facing dog in your own pace, in your own time. Inhale, finding length and softening. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. Focus on grounding here, pressing into all 5 fingertips, all 5 toes. Feel the activity as you're rebounding energy from the earth up your legs and up your arms. We're not just hanging out here. We're really actively engaging our muscles, pulling up energy for the earth to grow taller. From this case, from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So inhale and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. We're going to press into our left foot. Lift our right foot up just a millimeter, or you can kick that heel into the sky. Bring our knee towards our nose, just like we did before, and place that foot in between our hand. Now we might lower down onto this back knee and rise on up, or you can lift that back knee up. Take the hands up overhead. Inhale and sink. Inhale and sink. Inhale and ground down. Inhale and ground. Inhale, find length once more. And exhale, ground and center. Pull the hips in towards the midline. Feel the connection of the toes with the earth. Feel yourself growing taller. And release. Bring our elbows wide, our fingertips facing the sky, into our cactus arms, opening up the chest here and releasing. When you're ready, frame that front foot with your hands, plant your hands down, and go through your flow. Plank, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog. Ground down with the fingers, ground down with the toes, and feel the spine grow longer as we breathe. Press into our right foot and our left heel up high. Find length on our inhale. And exhale, bring our knee towards our nose. Round out here and squeeze. Get that foot lightly in between our hands and coming into our lunge. So you can lower that back knee down or rise on up into our crescent lunge and sink. Inhale, find length and sink in ground. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, find length and sink. Inhale and hold. Sink here, find our center, ground down through all 4 corners of the feet, both big toes, finding length in the spine. And on our next exhale, send our elbows wide, fingertips up high into our cactus arms, opening up our chest, finding our connection to self, opening up our heart and allowing ourselves to wander in the world around us. When we're ready, release our hands, frame our front foot and go through our flow. Plank, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog, and make our way in to our downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. Bend the knees, look towards the hands, pull back, step or jump up into your forward fold. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously, roll on up. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Back to heart center. Place our thumb on our sternum, send our shoulder blades down the back, tuck our tailbone under, and find our grounding and center here. Find our connection to body and breath, the here and now. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, release. Send the hands beside us and just give yourself a little shake. Rock the hips side to side, shake the wrists. Just move in a way that feels good for you. And come back to stillness. Naturally find your center, find your stillness in your body and your breath. Now we're going to place weight into that right foot, activate our right glute, activate our right calf, and lift our left toes up here. So we might just stay here and finding that activation on the right side, finding that straightness and pressing into all four corners of the feet. Or if you'd like to go on, open this knee to the side so you can rest it on that ankle if that feels good. So this is option number 1 of your tree pose. So you can stay here, my friends, or if you want to go on, have a bit of fun with balancing with me, you can place that foot onto your calf or onto your thigh. So just go above or below the knee to protect the knee joint. So I want us to really find our center, find our balance, and the shoulder blades down the back, tuck the tailbone under, and find your connection to earth with your right foot. Find a drishti, a focus point in front of you that isn't moving, and just send your focus internally to the rise and fall of your breath. You'll find that once you soften, once you release a little bit of that holding on, the balancing and that finding of center becomes easier. Once you ground down evenly through all four corners of the feet, you can find length and release. You might send the hands up overhead. Send your branches up high. You might wriggle the fingers. You might sway side to side. Just find where feels good. When we're ready, we'll take those hands wide, place them on our hips. And I want us to lower down with control here. I don't want us to just fall out of the pose. I want us to ground down through this right foot. I'm talking a lot here. Then lower down gently. Really slowly, really slowly, really slowly, and then connect. So good. Give yourself a really gentle wriggle and a shake with the hips. Tuck the tailbone under and keep your hands on your hips and feel your hip bones moving. So when you tuck, you'll feel the top and the bottom of your hip bones become aligned. Go straight up and down. Just feel them there. Notice that sensation. You can feel your lower back even open up and grow taller. You can even place your hand on your lower back to feel that sensation. And when we're ready, ground down through our left foot, activate our kneecap, activate our glutes, squeeze, find length. And we're going to lift these toes up, really focus on balancing here. You might open up that knee if you'd like to go on. Place that foot on the calf. Or you might bring it up above the knee to the thigh. So find where feels good here. Find your drishti, find your focus point, and find that inner focus. Send your gaze inwards and focus on the rise and fall of your breath. Find your center, find that little bit of softness, and just play. If you fall out of the pose, doesn't matter. Like I just said, it doesn't matter. Come back, play, and come back to where you are. And just breathe. Right, send our hands up overhead. We might sway side to side. When we're ready, send our hands wide, place our hands on our hips. And I want us to lower down with control. So really squeeze this glute, activate this kneecap, lower this foot down. Lower it, lower it, lower it, lower. And then place it down. Give ourselves a wriggle and a shake. So nice. And then come back to stillness. Find that center. Still tuck that tailbone under. So feel your fingers on your hip bones and feel it tuck under. Feel the pelvis tilt change. I want us to gently take our feet a little bit wider than hip distance, toes turned out. I'm just going to gently sink the hips down into a squat here. So you might be quite a gentle squat. You might have quite a wide stance and just be here. Or if you feel like you can get the hips a little bit lower, you might just sway side to side here. Find where feels good. Sink the hips down into a yogic squat. So you might be up onto the toes here, onto the fingertips, or you might have the soles of the feet and the heels down, tailbone grounding towards the earth. So if that is the case, bring the palms into heart center, thumb on the sternum. So wherever we are, we're grounding down through our tailbone towards the earth and finding length in the spine. So tuck that tailbone under and find length. Tuck and find length. Ever flowing with that rise and fall of your breath. Push into all four corners of the feet here. So the feet are still active and you can feel the knees turning out a little bit more when you do that. Find your center and find your symmetry. Notice if you're putting all weight into one hip joint or the other, one ankle or the other. See if you're leaning one shoulder forward or then the other. Notice the flows and idiosyncrasies of our body. When we're ready, place our hands down. We're going to rock on back, so nice. Cross our ankles over and just come into a seated position. Find length and soften. Find length and soften. Inhale, we'll take one big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale, our left hand will go to our right knee, our right hand behind us, into a twist. So find length and release. Find length and revolve. Find length and revolve. So our gaze can be towards the side of the room, over that back shoulder. Find where it feels good. When we're ready, release back to center. Take a big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Find length and revolve. Find length and revolve. Find length from the shoulder blades down the back, ground down through the sit bones and the tailbone. And exhale, revolve towards the side of the room. When you're ready, release, come back to center. We're just going to make our way onto our back. So roll on down gently, vertebra by vertebra. Take our time and walk the feet in towards the hips here. Heels hip distance apart, the toes connecting to the earth. And I want us to just have our hands reaching towards our heels, our shoulder blades down the back here. So inhale, find length in the spine. And exhale, push into the big toes, lift the hips up. Inhale, find length. And exhale, just push into the big toes. Feel the hips lift. One more, inhale. And exhale, we're going to send the hips all the way up, chin to chest, coming into our bridge pose. So our knees are squeezing in towards one another. Our glutes are on. We're opening up the front body here. We might keep our hands on the ground, or we might wriggle our shoulder blades underneath our back and clasp our hands at our lower back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale once more. And exhale, roll down vertebra by vertebra. Soften and release. Walk the knees in together, the feet out wide. Just really focus on that connection to the earth. That connection to the rise and fall of your breath. And just start to slow down the body here. Slow down the breath. Release any holdings on, any worries in the mind. As we start to come into a place of deep rest, deep relaxation and deep ease. We'll take one knee into our chest and then the other. Give ourselves a nice little hug here, rock side to side. We'll massage out of the lower back. And then just take any final movements that feel good for you before Savasana. You might take happy baby, you might shake the arms and legs out. Just take anything you need to get comfortable. Relax the feet long down the body, palms facing up, and find your connection to earth. Find your connection to breath here, and just be. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, let any tension melt away. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release. Feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the earth below. When you're ready, send your arms up overhead. Wriggle the fingers and toes, roll the wrists and ankles. Just take any movements that feel good for you. You might rock side to side here. And make your way up into seated in your own time, in your own way. And find length in the spine, ground down through the tailbone here. And all together, take one big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And back to heart center. Sending you lots of love and gratitude, beautiful yogis. Namaste.